A historic rivalry renewed tonight. Packers versus Bears, Thursday Night Football. I am Scott Pilgrim. Let's review this game. Before we knew that the Bears won last week against the Colts 41-21, and the Packers lost to the 49ers at home by 8 points. And we knew that the Packers, this was a must-win. This is a must-win situation, really for both teams. More so for the Bears than I think the Packers, because I think the Bears, they need all the advantage they can get ahead of time before the Packers try to come back. And I think the Packers have a better offensive unit, but I think the Bears are better defensively. And I know defense wins championships. But at the same time, I know that the Packers beat the Bears in the NFC Championship. I know Jay Cutler wasn't there. He could have played, but he didn't choose to. He chose to let Caleb Haney take the realm over Aaron Rodgers back in the 2011 NFC Championship. And I still have that in mind. I was like, if Jay Cutler would have played, they would have made the Super Bowl that year. But nevertheless, here we go. Thursday Night Football. 1-0 Bears, 0-1 Packers. No score at the first quarter, but it looked like the Packers were dominating from the early going. As Aaron Rodgers, well, he wasn't as sharp as he could have been, but he still made enough plays to win this game. In the first half, there was a couple of field goals, no touchdowns except for the fake field goal by backup Green Bay quarterback Graham Harrell, who flipped it out to the receiver in front of him, went for 30 yards and scored and made it 13-0 by halftime. That was the huge point of the game, and it turned all momentum, and it was on Green Bay's side. And the Bears couldn't do anything. Jay Cutler, Matt Forte, you name them, they couldn't do anything in this game. The Bears were shut down in all corners, and it's not that Aaron Rodgers really dominated. It's the Packers' defense, believe it or not. You know, the Packers' defense has always been questioned as of why they're such a weak link and why they give up so many points per game. But tonight, they were dominant. They were dominant tonight. And as big a skeptic as I am about their defense, they stepped up tonight. You know, what can you say? They had to. And they did. Because they didn't want to go 0-2. Especially with the schedule in front of them. Because next week, they got to go against Seattle at Seattle. They got to go against the Saints. They do have the Colts. Even though it's on the road, I still think they should win that. But they got at Texans. So here they are, the first 5 of 6 games of the season, and it's as tough as it's gonna get because they only have like one easy opponent and the rest of them are hard. So the Packers must needed this win, and they got it in style. They were up by 13-0 at halftime. They increased the lead over time. Jay Cutler just got struggled. The Clay Matthews sacked him 3 times tonight. And the Packers just really dominated them. Cutler only went 11 for 27, 126 yards, only 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions. Hell, even Tim Matshay, the guy who was responsible for the fake field goal succeeding in the first place, who he flipped it out for a 27-yard touchdown to Tim Crabtree. And that was the difference. And that's what made it 13-0 at the half. And then it became 23-3 after Aaron Rodgers got a 26-yard touchdown to Donald Driver after Jay Cutler threw a third interception of the game. Made it 23-3. Cutler did throw another touchdown, but he also threw another pick afterwards. And it ended 23-10. Packers beating the Bears. Now the Bears play the Rams next week. They're at home, so they should win that. But the Packers have to go on the road on a Monday Night Football game against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I think the Packers must needed this win, and they got it. They did what they had to do to get it done. Aaron Rodgers didn't dominate. Because he only threw for only 219 yards, and they won. Because the Packers got to Jay Cutler 7 times tonight and gave him a 28.2 quarterback rating. And Matt Forte only had 31 yards rushing. and 49 yards receiving. Not even 100 yards total. So that's how dominant and determined the Packers were to win this game tonight, and they needed it. Clay Matthews had 3.5 sacks. That should tell you how much they wanted this win really, really badly. And Green Bay just did what they had to do to win. Okay, you can't question it. I mean, yeah, Aaron Rodgers didn't throw for like 340 yards, but he didn't have to because the defense stepped up today. And the defense had the most questions on the Green Bay roster. And they stepped up tonight against Jay Cutler and a prominent Bears team that could make the playoffs. So what can you say? The Packers won, the Bears lost. They're both 1-1 right now in the NFC North. Packers got a Monday night game next week against the Seahawks, and the Bears face the Rams next week. And the Bears are at home, so they should win that game. But you never know in the NFL. That's what I love about the NFL. It's unpredictable sometimes, and the surprises may very well happen. So tune in to my Sunday recaps of all the noon games, the afternoon, and the Sunday night game between the 49ers and Lions. I am out.